is we've tried to come up with breakthroughs in how to build and integrate applications from the original WebPart model through things like Open Graph that you saw from Yammer. We're really excited about that approach to integrating applications into collaborative experiences. So we have a ton of stuff in this release for web designers and developers. We do lead with out-of-box because we think for a bunch of team sites to get going really quickly, the out-of-box experience is just great. We really don't want to encourage people to add cost and complexity to simple collaboration. But we've got a full-fledged development model that we're going to cover in the next section here. In the history of SharePoint, we've had a symbiotic relationship with the ASP.NET team around that development model. If you knew ASP.NET, you could learn to build SharePoint apps. You could integrate things from ASP.NET into SharePoint. It was a great model, and we continue to support it in the on-premises release. But in the cloud world, it doesn't have the agility for us to move more quickly updating SharePoint technologies or the agility for you to update your applications. And so we worked on a new cloud application model across Microsoft. This was with the Visual Studio team, the Workflow team, the Azure team, the SQL team, the SharePoint team, on a way to build applications so millions of apps are running in Office 365 connected to all sorts of different backends, and we can be updating SharePoint every quarter, every month, sometimes every day, and not have those applications break or impact SharePoint and Office 365. So again, this is a model that was designed for the cloud, but obviously very appealing on premises as well, as you want to plug new things into SharePoint and update those front ends and back ends independently. So we have a pretty simple model in how we talk about this, and how we've aligned across the company. Azure provides the underlying platform. SharePoint provides in Office 365 the collaboration and productivity experience, and the Dynamics team provides business solutions. Now, it's an open model using web standards, HTTP, OData, OAuth, REST, etc. So you can build front ends and things like iOS or back ends and other platforms like Linux and connect them. But we've really focused on the greatest agility end-to-end across the Microsoft tier. And I am really very excited, because we've been working with the .NET team for quite a long time in the history of SharePoint on our development model. It's actually the first SharePoint conference we've had Scott Guthrie join us. And so I'm very pleased to introduce Scott, who's going to talk through the new development model across Microsoft for building apps in SharePoint. Let's introduce Scott.